Good evening and welcome to Illinois Law, brought to you by the Illinois State Bar Association. My name is Nancy Hablitzel. I'm your moderator this evening, and our topic for the evening is the special education laws and the special education services you can get for your children in school. I have three panelists who are very experienced in this area. The first panelist is Mary Kay Klimisch. Mary Kay is a partner at the law firm of Seyfarth Shaw in LLP in Chicago, and she represents educational entities, including public schools. She is the former chair of the Illinois State Bar Association's Section Council on Education Law, which is the council that's presenting tonight's program. My second panelist, John Dively, is an associate professor and chair of the Educational Leadership Department at Eastern Illinois University. John enjoys teaching courses related to educational research methods, school community relations, and the principalship, but his special area of interest is public school education law. Dr. Dively has a law degree from Southern Illinois University School of Law and a doctorate in education from Illinois State University. He practiced law for 5 years, served as a school administrator in Illinois for 13 years, and prior to becoming a professor at the university, he was executive director of a statewide principals organization. He is also a member of the Illinois State Bar Association Education Law Section. And my third panelist, Deb Decker, is a partner at the commercial litigation firm of Tabbitt, DeVito, and Rothstein in Chicago, where she handles a wide range of complex litigation at both the trial and appellate levels. She also represents parents and children on issues involving school law, and she's on the nonprofit group Autism Alert Incorporated's board of directors. Deb serves as secretary of the Illinois State Bar Association's Education Law Section Council this year. So welcome to all of you. And our topic, we had talked in our last program about RTI, the response to intervention. Now we're talking about the next step, which is the special education laws. And let me ask you first, we had talked a little bit about the child find obligations that the school district has. So supposing either the parent or the school district has identified a child as possibly needing special education services, where do we go from here? Deb, what's our first step?
Well, I think the first step is that there is a request made for an evaluation that's done by either the parent or by the school district. Each child has a right to a free and appropriate public education provided by the state of Illinois. And once that evaluation is requested, the next step is to actually have a meeting to discuss the evaluation that will take place.
And assuming that this then takes place, what would be the next step?
Well, the next step would be the meeting would occur and there would be a discussion regarding what are the necessary kinds of tests that need to be completed to determine whether or not the child is in fact a child who may need special education services. It might include a speech-language evaluation. Typically it includes a psychological evaluation. It may also include a review of the student's health history, a social a history which would include an interview with the parent. It might also include achievement testing, how the child tests in various areas in reading, math, and basic skills, areas of basic skills. So those tests would be determined, and there would be information shared with the parents regarding the kinds of tests to be completed, and the parent would be asked to sign or to give their written consent to the completion of this case study evaluation.
And can the parent withhold consent?
Yes, they can.
And what happens then?
Well, the law provides that the school may decide to press the issue through a due process hearing, if they so choose. Now, the law is may, and so the district can choose to do nothing and allow the situation just to remain the same.
And assuming that the parent does give consent, then what would happen? What's the procedure and what are your timelines?
Well, once the testing is agreed to, then the testing must be completed. And there is a short time period for that to happen, and the next step after that is another meeting to determine eligibility.
Is there a website for parents who might want to get some information on going through this process? Is there any place that gives good information?
Well, there's several places that provide information, and one of the a helpful website for parents in the state of Illinois would be to go to the Illinois State Board of Education's website. Their special education section would have identified in there a handbook for parents that answers questions that parents may have related to different areas involved in special education, including the evaluation, and including identifying a parent's rights with respect to written consent for a case study evaluation or some other areas that they may be interested in learning more about.
And that would be the website that we've been showing on the screen while we're talking, which is www.isbe.net. That's Illinois State Board of Education.net. And that would be a useful site then for parents to go to
And
just to get
additionally,
information.
local school districts also typically may have a website, and they may also post their parents' rights for children with disabilities on their own websites, and that also would be available and helpful to parents as well.
Is there an obligation at some point in this process for the school district to inform the parents of their rights?
It certainly is. There are a lot of protections for parents under the law. And so schools have got to be very cautious and they're very conscious about making sure that parents have all the information they need to make an informed decision about their child's future.
So they would actually give them a statement of their rights?
Absolutely, yes.
At any point in this process, would a parent be likely to contact an attorney to help them, or is this not necessary?
Well, hopefully, from a school's perspective, we're going to view the administration, the teachers, and the parents are going to view this as being a win-win for both, in that we all have the best interest of the child at heart. And I know that when talking to future educational leaders on this topic, that's something that we really emphasize. You want to make sure that this is and I know that many of the administrators out there know that this is true, is you want to make sure this is a team effort. But sometimes those best efforts, don't pay off. And so
we'll pick that up as soon as we finish our break. We'll talk a little bit more about the team efforts and exactly how the team works.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Illinois Law, brought to you by the Illinois State Bar Association.